Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to Shipyard Champions. Your country has built an experimental battleship. Advances in armor, targeting systems and gunnery has had some major breakthroughs in the last couple of years, and we've implemented these systems on an experimental design. Unfortunately, during a live fire exercise, this grand new battleship has found itself in a tricky situation. War has broken out against your country with a country that has inferior tech but numerous ships, which have been spying on your live exercises and ambushed your battleship in an attempt to give themselves an advantage in the region before pressing deeper into your waters. Command knows nothing of the attack, you are alone, no help is coming, you must survive for the war effort. So I get one 1920s battleship from a nation of my choosing, against 15 1910 tech battleships plus 5 light cruisers. I get 1 point for every enemy ship that is eliminated. I get plus 10 points if I actually survive the encounter. The only limitation that I have is that I have a maximum speed of 19 knots. So running away is not that likely to happen. You're not going to be able to disengage anytime soon. Which is unfortunate, but we'll have to make do with the speed limitations that we've been given. I am running the Dreadnought Improvement Project, so I'm back on version 1.5.0.1. Now, I have Experimental Dreadnought 3, 2, or Dreadnought 5 and 4. Based on displacement, I would say this Dreadnought is most likely going to be useful. I'm also going to look into resistance, which is slightly favored by this one. But, well, hull form is quite low. And I do want to have something close to that top speed of 19 knots. No, not 39 knots, 19 knots. There you go. Let's see, the Rhode Island. This is an experimental battleship, so it's the BBX Rhode Island. There we go. Okay, I don't really need a whole lot of range, I think. I do need an excellent crew, because we're not going to have these guys just get, or this new ship get crewed by some adept. No, novice crew, not adept. Yeah, a little bit anti-torp. Citadel 5? An all-or-nothing scheme in 1920? That's advanced. Considering I only have Krupp 2 armor, that's interesting. Okay, if it's there, I'll take it. I'm gonna get better steering. And what sort of a tower do I get access to? I get Advanced Tower 12, Long-Range Accuracy 45. That's a hell of a bonus. We get 53 for this tower, the Tall Advanced 5. We also get Cage Mast with, again, 53. But aiming speed here is 36, and aiming speed here is 7. So while this thing is definitely heavier, well, I'd say it gets so many more bonuses that I'll gladly take those. As for the other towers, I mean, they're okay if you want to have something really like a 400-ton tower, but no. I'd rather have something that can hit. I'm not sure exactly how these wings of the tower are getting carried, but if the game is going to allow it, I'll run with it. Is it possible to put it here? No, sadly not. Because that would free up the bow for additional guns. Secondary tower. I can have a cage mast. Looking at the long-range accuracy again, this does prove interesting at 30 points. This one has some slightly better aiming speed. This one has 5.5 base accuracy. This one has 14 base accuracy. Okay, we'll run with this tower. Also because it's going to allow me to set up an additional turret. Funnel system. Seeing as we cannot bake it into the main tower, we're just going to have to put it over there. And let's get a radio, sorry, not a radio. Let's get a stereoscopic rangefinder for, well, something resembling long-range firing. I'm not sure if we'll actually be able to get any hits at that range, but we'll see. Mark III guns, 13-inch, should do the trick. 1910 battleships, I think we can make something happen. As for the light cruisers, I also need to have some defenses against them. Are you kidding? Fine, it'd be like that. We're going to set up a quad 9-inchers to deal with the light cruisers. We're going to have another barbette over there. Put that gun over there. Start improving the loading systems and the turret rotation. TNT, 2 powder, Armor quality on my ship is 140%. Considering that the enemy has some slightly worse tech, I'm going to give it about 128. And see if I can pen anything. Not much. If I'm trying to stay at about 15-kilometer range, I could pen 5.5 inches of armor. Most likely going to be enough to go through bows and sterns, maybe superstructures. But that is about it. That's not great. Let's bring increased complement of shells, considering the vast number of threats that we have. If I go semi-ballistic with super heavy shells, I can pen quite a bit more. Why not? We're going semi-ballistic. If that doesn't work, we're going cat ballistic HE, which is probably going to have some fairly similar stats. Yeah, it's about half. It's about half, it's fine. Okay, flash fire chance. 14%. Yikes. 39 with cordite. No thank you. We're going to have to up the barbette. Push it down to 12.5. It's the problem that I'm facing with the super heavy shells, as well as the increased complement of shells. That does increase your flash fire chance. If I reduce it, I'm reducing it only by a marginal number. So, yeah, I get about a 1 in 10 chance that a turret's going to flash fire. Which is a pretty bad position to find yourself in. But I kind of don't want to spend too many more resources trying to negate that. Okay, you're going to sit there. I want to have these things get longer barrels. Because longer barrels also means a faster shell, and a faster shell means better pen. Yeah, now we're looking at about 9 inches of armor pen. This thing has to go forward just a touch. This thing can turn 360. This thing can fall back a little bit. There. Secondary guns. The 9-incher can stay as is. I don't really need to do much about that. I mean, I could try elongating it. Thereby giving me about a 16.5-kilometer range. This thing is mostly there to deal with secondary targets, but of course the game is not quite going to allow me to do just that. Because I cannot specifically target that gun. Okay, fine. We'll put a 6-incher there. And a couple of 6ers there. The reason I'm going with the 6 is that it's a Mark IV, which is just vastly superior to a Mark III. And I can turn this pretty much into a 7-inch gun. Mini. These with armor piercing, or at least these semi-ballistic shells, should be sufficient to punch a couple holes in the cruiser, slow it down, and allow for the full destruction of the cruiser after that. Flash fire chance holding on 12.5. Let's increase the armor there a bit. Give me some better belts. 17-inch belt armor should be sufficient. If they bring a really high end, nah, they don't get access to 18-incher. They might get access to 15-inch. They'll be able to pen quite a lot. But this is with the semi-ballistics. So if they go full capped, that would give them a lot of pen. Well, let's hope they didn't do that. That's the strategy today. Let's hope they didn't do that. 2 other effects. Let's go for additional deck armor. I am running up to the maximum armor level pretty quick. Barbette is maxed out. Max out the turrets. Especially the secondaries as well. I cannot put additional crew on the ship, unfortunately. Yeah, that's a bit heavy. There. Additional on the conning. Gone. Completely maxed out the armor. Only fore and aft deck are not that nicely distributed. But, well, if they go through the fore deck, we're going to have a problem. So we're going to kindly ask the enemy to refrain from going through our deck armor. Okay, I think that's the DDX Rhode Island. Let's put it to the test against 15 other battleships, as well as 5 light cruisers. Let's see what sort of wonderful and weird battleship the AI has created. We are looking at the enemy Yeah, there we are. They're all in the north. What do we have? 13.7-inch guns. Couple bow, couple midships. Secondary guns, largely ignore. Don't really care about those. Couple casemates, don't care. It's just a lot of ships. And these lights... Of course, with this era, they don't have any torpedo launchers visible yet. Doesn't mean they don't have them. So check the stat indicator. Yes, torp 7 kilometers out. The BBs themselves do have torps at 6 clicks. Well, I'm not actually intending to get anywhere near 6 clicks, so that shouldn't be that much of an issue. Let's start targeting the CL here, the one that's not smoked up. Also because a CL is as valuable as a battleship, so taking down a light cruiser also yields me a point. Go for the easy points first. And yes, I know I'll get shot at by the battleship, but so far they mostly ricochet off my armor. For now. Come on, 13-inch guns. If my estimate is correct, 1 or 2 of these semi-armor piercing shells will knock this thing clean out. Problem lies in actually hitting it, because it's inside of a smoke screen and probably doing about 20 knots or so. They're already within 11 kilometers. Come on, road. We're gonna kite them. Oh, you're firing high explosive. Oh, it might not be a bad idea. If it hits. Switch to the closest target. We have very few HE shells. I'm going to save those for the big threats. I think armor piercing, especially these semi-armor piercing shells, should be more than sufficient. Come on then. That was the 6-inch doing damage. If the 6-inch can do it, then the 15-inch, sorry, the 13-inch can definitely do it. If it hits. Ricochets so far. I need to know the speed of these enemy battleships so I can know if I can gain distance on them or not. That's the stuff. Right there. 1 CL, dead. Next. What you got there? Shooting back at me with 5.3-inch guns. I don't think they're going to do any kind of damage. But they might be able to knock out a crew member or 2. Which is just as unacceptable. Range, 7 clicks out. It's getting a little torpedo rangey. I don't like that. There we go. That'll flood you out. Sakawa. Next. Abukuma. Torpedoes. 19-inch. Oh, they're already taking flooding. That's good news. Many bulkheads. Maybe. But, the core issue is you can't really get to me because you're flooding. Put the secondaries on that. Oh, that's a good hit. That should put her out. That flooding is going to slow down the Chikuma. Secondaries, target the Mikayo. Slow them down. Keep them off me. Good damage on both ships. Mikayo is going to get slowed down. Unfortunately, I don't think I have much availability of my bow turrets at the moment. Okay, what does the AI fabricate with these things? They're faster than I am. That's not good. They are using Mark IIIs. Their armor scheme is... like, we're trying to pen 105% armor quality. That's less than I was expecting. But with the armor pen that I have available, at about 10 clicks out, it's not enough. Like, I don't have enough pen to go through this ship. At least not the main belt. But forebelt and aft belt and superstructure are definitely fair game. They have many bulkheads, but crowd crew quarters, so crew loss is a very real concern to them. Put mains on that, secondaries on Chikuma. She won't really have much of a recourse there. I unfortunately don't have a whole lot of HE shells, so trying to go through their armor with HE is pretty much going to work on 2 ships, and then I run out of shells. The 6-inchers, they do have a lot of HE, so they might be useful in trying to burn something, but, well, it's Dreadnought improvement, so trying to just burn down a target entirely is not likely to work. Oh, good pen. 5,000 points of damage right through the forebelt. You might be angled. Yeah, high ricochet chance, but my semi-ballistic shells, they don't really care for that. So you might be angled and everything, but good luck with actually trying to stop the shells. Are the bow turrets? Yeah, the bow turrets are actually angled so much that they do work. Proceed to kill off the Chikuma, please. You're on fire. Doesn't have me concerned that much. My dear Rhode Island, I do need to snap a picture of you. There we go. Destroyed funnel. Okay. Funnel also houses some crew. Chikuma is trying to hide. I need these 6-inchers to just land a couple more flooding shells or flooding hits so we can take this thing out and get a couple points very secure. Because I don't know if I can take all these battleships out. That's potentially a bit of a stretch, even with the ammo that I have. Oh, you're turning. That might make penning you a little easier. No, we're just getting some... Hold on. You got Barbette 1. You got standard complement of shells, but they're heavy shells. You got Donite and Cordite. You're basically an explosive disaster waiting to happen. Take this thing out before we run out of range. These things are powder kegs. They're fairly well armored powder kegs, but their flash fire chance should be in the 30s, I think. Come on, I need that CL gone, even though we have battleships bearing down on us. Come on. One 13-inch shell ought to do it. Yeah, that ought to kill you. There we go. Next target, Hyuga. I do need to start kind of angling away because this whole formation is barreling down on me. We're kind of getting in a mess of a formation. Yeah, high explosive with the secondaries. AP with the primaries. Works for me. Boom! That knocked out their funnel and took 30% of the structural integrity of the ship down. My biggest concern right now is my crew loss. I'm already at 9%. Maybe I should have put additional crew members on the ship. Ow, 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 ow. Now, I'm making these battleships disengage, but I'm not actually getting points for them. So I do need full kills if I want to actually make any additional points happen. Also worried about Chogai and her torpedo capabilities. I am officially within range, but they probably don't have an angle on me. This is a port. Yeah, probably one port, one starboard. That's all they got available. I need to slow her down, though. Chogai's coming too close. Ow! Where are these shells all going through? Through my secondary guns? Okay. Secondary tower, partial pen. Secondary gun, pen. Main belt, partial pen, that's not the problem. I think I might not have a very long lifespan here. Oof. It's so annoying when you cannot run away. Good damage, but we're gonna need like 3 more salvos on that battleship to sink her. 21% crew lost. I'm flooding again. Oh, and there's the torpedo that I was worried about. Turn. Should have made this thing an armored brick. Considering that I didn't, it is now coming to bite me. And Shinyo right here is looking like it's eager to add more torpedoes to my battleship. My battleship is listing over to starboard. Yeah, I'm gonna be dead soon. There's not much I can do about it either. I'm surprised the guns are even willing to fire, considering the list of the ship. The secondary guns are probably not functional anymore. Did they destroy all of them? Yes. Only the port side ones are functioning. That's nice. Yeah, we're toast. 25% crew loss. There's the torp. Got turbo-electric drive. Try and catch me if you can. Beep, beep, beep. Now quick, 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 quick. Not quick enough. Guns refusing to fire because of an angle warning. Do they even want to turn anymore? Hello? Target? There. Move! Oh right, my funnel got destroyed. And I didn't even dodge the torpedo in the end anyway. So that was the tale of the Rhode Island. Getting absolutely smacked to bits by the whole Japanese fleet. Maybe they have inferior tech, but they sure have a lot of ships. And if they all fire at you with even a few 13.7-inch barrels, you'll very quickly not have a ship. The Rhode Island definitely did do a bunch of damage, taking out a couple of light cruisers, damaging a few of their battleships, but it's not enough. So, by the looks of it, I only gained 5 points this week. The question is, what would have happened? Well, there's the problem. If I would have had different shells, that might have worked out better. It might have worked out worse. Because if I had different shells, I could not have penned bow-in battleships. So in that sense, it would not have helped. If the battleships had been differently positioned, and let's say I could really badly pen them with my armor-piercing shells, causing immense amounts of flooding, that would have put them down faster. So I guess there's something to be said for both cases. But the issue is that I have right now, I cannot redo the battle. Because if I go to rebuild the ship, and then, let's say, click battle again, I'm going to get different opponents. So there's no do-overs. So it's 5 points for me this week. That is all. And probably, considering the skill level of the other admirals linked down below, it's not going to be good enough. So only 5 targets sunk for me. Not good enough. Hope you guys do better if you take on this challenge by yourself. Thank you for watching, hope you've had fun, and I'll see you soon for more.